On July 30, 1930, the world witnessed the birth of a global phenomenon that would eventually captivate billions, as Uruguay hosted and won the very first FIFA World Cup final in Montevideo. Geography dictated the stage, as the Rio de la Plata basin provided a neutral yet passionate maritime gateway, connecting the burgeoning South American football culture to the rest of the world through its bustling Atlantic ports. By the early 20th century, football had already taken deep root in the region, with the first organized matches documented in the 1880s, setting the stage for a unique sporting identity that diverged from European traditions. The devastating shadow of the Great Depression loomed over 1930, as global economic collapse crippled travel budgets and forced many nations to prioritize survival over the expensive, transatlantic journey to a distant football tournament. Uruguay's political landscape was defined by the 1930 centenary of its first constitution, a milestone that provided the necessary nationalistic fervor and government funding to transform a local celebration into an international sporting event. Our map centers on Montevideo, the singular host city, where three distinct stadiums, Estadio Centenario, Estadio Positos, and Estadio Gran Parque Central, were prepared to accommodate the influx of international teams arriving by steamship for the inaugural competition. The 19th century had left Uruguay as a nation striving for stability, and by 1930, the country utilized the tournament to showcase its modern infrastructure and its emergence as a progressive, democratic leader in South America. The 20th century turn saw Uruguay aggressively pursue urban modernization, constructing the massive Estadio Centenario in record time to symbolize the nation's technological prowess and its readiness to host a truly global, multi-continental sporting gathering. In 1928, the FIFA Congress in Amsterdam officially mandated the creation of an international championship, a decision that triggered a competitive bidding process eventually won by Uruguay during the 1929 Barcelona Congress. Despite the economic downturn, Uruguay secured the tournament by offering to subsidize the travel and accommodation costs for all participating nations, a bold financial commitment that ensured the participation of 4 European teams. Historians note that FIFA ignored warnings regarding the immense logistical difficulty of gathering teams from across the Atlantic, yet the sheer determination of the Uruguayan Football Association overcame these significant and well-documented geopolitical hurdles. The global economic crisis of 1930 created a tense atmosphere, as the tournament unfolded against a backdrop of failing banks and rising unemployment, yet the matches provided a rare, temporary distraction from the prevailing worldwide misery. Comparing the 1930 tournament to modern iterations reveals a stark contrast. While today's World Cup is a multi-billion-dollar commercial industry, the original event was a pioneering, amateur-led experiment in international cooperation and cultural exchange. The human cost of the era was visible in the limited participation, as many players faced long, arduous sea voyages, leaving their families behind during a period of extreme economic instability and widespread global financial hardship. On July 13, 1930, the tournament officially commenced with France defeating Mexico at Estadio Positos, historic match that marked the beginning of a competition that would forever change the trajectory of international athletic rivalry. Scientific analysis of the 1930 match balls confirms that the lack of standardized equipment led to a unique, mid-game compromise, as the referee mandated the use of 2 different balls to satisfy both finalists' preferences. The Uruguayan government acted as the primary sponsor, leveraging state resources to build the Estadio Centenario, which remains a UNESCO-recognized site today, serving as a permanent monument to the origins of international football competition. Today, the legacy of the 1930 tournament is preserved in the FIFA Museum and the Estadio Centenario, which stands as a tangible link to the pioneers who first imagined a world united by a single ball. A lesser-known fact is that the final match between Uruguay and Argentina was played with an Argentine ball in the first half and an Uruguayan ball in the second, a bizarre anomaly in football history. Understanding the origins of the World Cup reminds us that global institutions are often forged during times of crisis, proving that shared human passion can transcend the most daunting economic and political barriers of any era. The 1930 tournament successfully established the template for the modern quadrennial cycle, shifting football from an Olympic-dominated secondary sport into a stand-alone, professionalized, and highly anticipated global cultural phenomenon that we recognize in the present day. Ultimately, the success of the 1930 World Cup proved that international cooperation, despite the pressures of the Great Depression, could create enduring cultural institutions that continue to define our collective global identity in the 21st century.